Please welcome Anna Wintour and Michael Kors.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be here this evening to introduce Michael Kors. Everyone knows that Michael is a man with a heart as big as his laugh and a smile for everyone. But maybe what everyone doesn't know, that Michael has always been that person. Michael and I have known each other for more years than he and I would care to remember. And when I first came to the city and was working at New York Magazine, I used to sit in a tiny little desk sandwiched between politics and culture. And Michael would hop on the subway and he would come up to see me on my tiny little perch with a smile and a laugh and a review of the latest Broadway show. And he was exactly the same person then as he is today. Of course, there's one thing that has changed since then. Michael is much more successful, which is a very good thing for Michael, of course, but also wonderful for all the many, many causes that he supports. Even in a city as generous and philanthropic as New York, Michael has managed to establish himself as one of the great givers of his generation. Starting over 2 decades ago with his unfailing devotion to Seventh on Sale, to the $5 million he has given with his husband Lance to God's Love We Deliver, to his partnership this past spring with the United World Food Program to create Watch Hunger Stop campaign. I'm sure you all saw it in Times Square today. Michael's good works know no bounds. And how wonderful that there is now an honor to bestow on others in his name, the Michael Kors Award for Outstanding Community Service. And I cannot think of a more fitting person for whom to inaugurate this honor than Hillary Rodham Clinton. It was clear from the beginning that Secretary Clinton was not going to simply follow the traditional path of a First Lady. And sure enough, within months after the 1992 election, she was appointed to chair a task force that devised the Health Security Act, a universal health care plan that laid the groundwork for the noblest of fights, and one that continues to this very day. At the very same time, the fashion community, and Michael Kors in particular, were emerging as voices in the wilderness in the fight against HIV/AIDS, fundraising for home care, education, and treatment. And Michael stepped forward because there was never any question in his mind that it was the right thing to do. So you see why it's so appropriate that we are honoring Secretary Clinton tonight. As a woman who took on healthcare, the biggest dragon in American politics, she too refused to stay cautiously on the sidelines. Secretary Clinton, who spoke forcefully and publicly about the crisis as First Lady, has always understood that the focus for the fight against HIV/AIDS should be on the treatment, not just the cure. As senator, she fought for thousands of New Yorkers living with HIV, introducing the Early Treatment for HIV Act. And during her remarkable tenure as Secretary of State, she gave 3 blunt, powerful speeches that have become blueprints for how the US and other countries can use the latest scientific discoveries to create, at long last, an AIDS-free generation. And of course, as a wife and mother, Secretary Clinton notes that all global issues, especially a health crisis as profound as AIDS, must be viewed through the lens of family and cannot be solved without the empowerment of women and girls around the world. It is one of the many things that Hillary Clinton and Michael Kors share, a deep love of family, one's own and one's chosen. And Michael, you have a huge family here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Michael Kors.